folks in your world, they don't do these conversations. It's more 5 minutes on Fox, 10 minutes on CNN, 8 minutes this, and 12 minutes this, and then we don't get to learn about the individual, right?
And this is what we need to do in the presidential race. What we should do going up to the next one, we should say when you narrow down the two people, there's going to be 4 debates. 3 of them, each one is only going to be on one subject. We're going to take the top 3 subjects and we're going to have a debate so the entire nation knows what it's about. And the 4th one would just be wide open. Because as a nation, we have to be educated. And look, I believe whoever is up there is pretty bright if you became the nominee from either party. I may disagree with you, but you have a reason why you've been chosen. And not one party has the monopoly on all the great ideas. The whole country is designed that you're going to have compromise, right? Not one person gets all what they want. But just because you're of the other party doesn't mean you don't think like me sometimes, and doesn't mean you don't have some of the same solutions I have. But if we can work together at those moments, that would make us stronger. And if the nation was educated on some of the problems that we have, which is a responsibility of our leadership, and we had a longer debate about it, our debt, it's going to break us if we don't do something about it. Our military, we have to transform it. We can't be fighting the last war. And the way you don't have war is that you're prepared ahead of them. The China relationship, we got to compete, but we got to make sure we win. We can't give them an advantage. Our education system is the great equalizer, but we're failing so many places. Those 4 things you can't accomplish by one party. It takes both working together to do it. And I'm fearful that we're having elections not based upon ideas, but based upon personalities. So whoever wins will not have the will of the public to be able to govern.
Have you had interaction with Kamala? Do you have an opinion on Kamala? Like, how's Kamala?
Look, I believe this. Look, Kamala is a bright individual. She wouldn't be in the position she had before. If I just look at it from a political point of view, she starts really strong. She started really strong for it, but then she collapses as the campaign goes. This is a short campaign. I don't think she's prepared to be president. She served a short time in the Senate, Attorney General. And I do believe in the 10,000 hours, but I don't believe you can walk into the presidency and not be challenged by the press. A city council person is challenged more than she is. It's kind of unfair to the nation.
Yeah.
I think it would help her. I mean, you've watched people in podcasts, right? You do this long podcast. So right. you literally challenge people on their ideas. That either makes you stronger, it makes you believe in the idea more. Have you ever read Adam Grant's Think Again?
Of course.
It's a fabulous book, fabulous book. You may have an opinion.
He's written a couple good books. That's one of them.
I really like it.
Yeah.
And you ever read Simon Sinek, Starts With Why?
Of course.
Yeah, I love Simon.
Leaders Eat Last. He's got a few of them as well. He's another one.
Infinite Game. Excellent.
Game is a great book.
Yeah.
If you're thinking long-term with the way you start with end in mind on the way you want to build a company and business, instead of short-term thinking.
Good to great.
Yes.
Another one.
Great book.
Getting the right people on the bus in the right seat.
Do you know what book he wrote that I like even more than Good
Built
to Great?
To Last.
No, I like the one he wrote, Why Empires Fall. Incredible. Yeah. Black book by Jim Collins.
Yeah, Jim is brilliant. I'd call Jim. Do you ever read Lencioni's stuff?
Yeah, I was with Lencioni 2 weeks ago. We had a...
Okay. You want a little history?
Yeah.
You know who was on the Little League team that was very good, baseball, growing up?
Who?
Pat Lencioni and Kevin McCarthy.
Really?
Yeah, he's from Bakersfield. Good.
Yeah.
I would bring him into Congress to try to help us with our dysfunction. He is a good man.
There is not a book he's written I don't recommend. 5 Temptations, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, Ideal Player.
That is a foundational book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team.
You know how many copies he sold? 6 million copies.
He is the most humble. He probably has the highest character from the day I met him in elementary school.
Are you guys friends still today?
Yes.
Okay. We had a 2-3 hour meeting in Vegas just a couple weeks ago. It could have been, yeah. And it was him and his entire, because, we run a consulting firm. He runs a consulting firm.
He does. He's very good.
Yeah. The Strength Finder product, they got some real good stuff that they've done. But, he says, look, for whatever it's worth, I don't know if there's anybody that sells more of my books than you do. He's like, everybody sends me, I've sold.
So I got to write a book.
You do that. We're talking next time. That's that. Next time we do that, we'll
bigger than Oprah on the recommended list.
Not our vision, what we want to build. One of these days, people will see what we're building long term. But we're excited about what we're going.
Do you
next.
ever take anybody on a tour through here, like your listeners? You should do a video through here because I did not know all what you have. It's impressive. I came early, took a tour.
Let me give you an idea. I don't know what you have after this. I don't know what time your flight is, but
I got a little time.
Okay, so then I'll take you to the other place because that's the one I want to show you. So on November 5th, this is going one time, Rob.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Okay, so I can't give the details. I'll just you're so funny you looked at it. Well, on Thursday, I'll be announcing what we're doing, but you'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, that's Rob is the best. But we're going to be holding probably the biggest election night party in America outside of what Trump and Kamala will be doing. And it'll be at our facility that I'll show you here in a minute that we just bought last week. But we're excited.
Why do you hold it for election night?
Because I just announced it today for our insiders that have access to picking up the tickets. They're going to go fast. And some of the tickets are high tier. We'll announce it on Thursday on PBD Podcast, and it'll be public. But we're giving people 48 hours to pick up the tickets before everybody else shows up. Why are we doing election night? Look, we just had an event at Palm Beach Convention Center. Rob, what was it? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yes, it's beginning of September.
Okay, so first week of September. The Rock was there. We had a 90-minute conversation with him. We had people showing up from, 60-plus countries, nearly 6,000 people in a room. This is the event that we just had 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's fabulous.
This is Palm Beach Convention Center.
How often do you do something like that?
Well, I have 3 events that we do. This is the Super Bowl we do every year, and we call this the Vault. We have 2 American flags, the big ones that we brought in. That's the biggest LED screen ever used at the Palm Beach Convention Center. And we have one called Business Planning Workshop. We do that second week of December to prepare for the next year. We have one called the Sales Leadership Summit. The last one we did was at Mar-a-Lago. Next one's going to be in April at Mar-a-Lago. And then we do this one, which next year we can no longer fit here because right after the event was done, at the event, Kevin, when the event ended, last year when the event ended, 4 days later we sold 880 tickets to next year's event. No location, no speaker, nothing. No one knows the dates, but we're saying it's going to be in 12 months. This year the event ends. 4 days later, 2,501 tickets were sold to next year's event in September. There's not a location, there's not a date, nothing. The community of the businesses we're working with right now on the consulting side is expanding. And
so are these mainly small business owners? What are these?
They range from $1 million a year to a guy that just raised $300 million to a $1 billion business with 6,000 employees, to influencers, to content creators, to CEOs, private equity, VCs, money managers from Goldman, Morgan Stanley, athletes, names that you recognize that are in the room. It's everybody ranging in that sense. And some people bring 50 of their employees, 100 of their employees. Some people bring 12 of their C-suite executives. It's a wide range. And
that's excellent.
We go through a 240-page manual over 3.5 days is what we do. All fill in. It's all trademarked. It's all our stuff. And, we're going to build one of the biggest consulting firms in the world, and we don't play the games. We don't do ESG. We don't do DEI, nothing. You want to grow your business? You want to learn how to raise capital? You want to learn how to...
Yeah. That's how you take a big business small when you start worrying about that stuff.
This is the USA gear, limited edition for the rest of the year. If you love America, sport this USA gear. On the side, it says Future Looks Bright. On the back, it says Valuetainment. On the side, it's got the American flag. We got the shirts. We got the flip-flops. These are the only flip-flops I wear when I'm at the house and walking the dogs. It feels amazing with the gel in it. So if you love America, if you believe the future looks bright, if you love Valuetainment, click on the link above or below. Go wear some of the gear and tag us because we share the pictures on the podcast all the time. So go to vtmerch.com and place your order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.